Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before I start, if you like the content of my channel, please like and subscribe, because something like only 11% of the people who actually watch the videos are actually subscribed. So if you could, it really would help. Cheers. So anyway, today we are featuring this new Hamilton. This is the Khaki Navy Scuba GMT, and I have to say, I really quite like this dial. It's got a very clean, concise dial to it. It is also available in a bronze case version, but overall, I do think this one does look quite nice. It's not without faults, but you know, we'll get into them. The price of this one, I believe the RIP is £1,265, but I know at the moment first class watches are running at £1,075, and I dare say you might even be able to get a bit more off that if you mention the channel, so you never know. But anyway, before I do get too far into the video, I have got to say a massive thank you to them. They're a great shop. They're based in Kenilworth, so if you're in the Midlands area, I'd strongly recommend popping in and seeing what they actually had to offer. If you're a little bit further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description and at the bottom of the page now. All I ask is that you do mention the channel. So let's talk sizes of this one. It's coming in at 43mm, a thickness. Now, the thickness is 14.1mm, but the problem is they could reduce that if they just did something about the case design, because obviously you just read this big flat surface. Though if you look at this Seiko here, that Seiko is only 1mm smaller, or actually I think it's a little bit less than 1mm. So look at the difference when it comes to case design, what you can actually do. The lug to lug on this one is rather large. It's coming in at 52mm, and the bracelet size on this is 22mm. But the dial is just so clean and crisp, and I do quite like it. We have this kind of creamy white background, which does actually have a bit of texture to it when you zoom in close. And then you have these really quite cool hour markers which are applied. I think they are polished, but it's almost to, are they black or they're polished and almost give like a black polish to them. They look ever so good, very clean and crisp. There is luminous watch, and to be fair, it is pretty decent. You also have this chapter ring going around the outside there, which gives the dial just that a little bit more depth, gives it a little bit more, makes it a bit more interesting. And then we have the date over here at the 3 o'clock position, which does look quite nice. And overall, I like the way they've finished the hands here. I love the red tip to the second hand and also the GMT hand down there. Overall, very nice, sharp looking dial. Talking of the GMT, let's actually see that in action. So if I unscrew the crown, this is, being part of their Khaki range, does actually have 300 meters of water resistance. Now it pops out quite nicely there. So this goes straight into hand wind. And it's quite nice and smooth. Now, if I pull it out one more click, we should have, there you go, that is how you adjust the hour. And I must also point out the date. So if you want to advance or retract the date, then you actually have to do it that way. Some people may say that's not a great way of doing it, but if you own a Rolex GMT, you haven't, that's something you are used to. And then when you pull it out here, you go straight into hacking. So if you wanted to set the time on this watch, you actually really start with the GMT and minute hand first. So obviously, if we want to set it to the customary 10 minutes to 2, then that's how you do it. But say you want this GMT hand actually further round, so you'd set the GMT there until it's in the right position. So let's set it for 10 hours ahead, and there you go. So you set that there, because you obviously are reading the scale on the outside here. Then you pull it back in, and then you set the hour. So that's the actual way to time set on the GMT. I'll push that back in. Does go in nice and easy, it has to be said. Now, as we come past that, we are greeted with this flat sapphire crystal. It does have AR on there. I believe it's only on the inside. Now, I normally do have a bit of a bash at Hamilton for being pretty poor on their AR. This one is a little bit better, but I'm not quite sure if that is down to simply that it does have a flat crystal rather than a curved one. It's definitely something they need to address. There's 100% on that one. The bezel. The bezel, it's, as I say, we have this nice ceramic insert. The action. Let's just turn it. Very nice. But it's a 60-click bezel. And it's only one direction. So what I think they've done is just simply dropped in a GMT insert rather than making it bi-directional, which is normally custom for a GMT. It is a little bit awkward to turn, to be fair. As you can see, I'm fighting it a little bit here. It's not the easiest, even though it has the nice, serrations on the side. It's not that easy. As you can see, that's it. It does line up. You can't fault it that. It does line up, but it's not that easy to turn. I wish they could have made a true GMT bezel with maybe just, the half increments, 24 going around there. That would have been just so much better, I do feel. The case itself, it's got some heft to it. There's no ifs or buts on that one. It has been well finished, but as you can see, if they would have maybe beveled this bit off, raised it up a bit and beveled it towards the back, it would have made the watch look and feel much more comfortable on the wrist, and definitely it would make it look thinner. Because the only problem is, even though I say it's only 1mm or so, or less than 1mm thicker than that Seiko, it looks much thicker. And I know for a fact some of you will be complaining, saying how thick the watch is, but I guarantee you if that was brought up a little bit, you wouldn't say that, because it would look a lot thinner than it actually is. As we come round here, the end links fit really, really nicely into the case of a watch, it has to be said. Really big crown guards to this sign crown there. It is finished well. The fit and finish is very good on this. As we turn it around on the back, we do have a solid case back. But underneath there, we are carrying their, H14 movement. And it's based on the, I did actually put it on the time graph. I can't actually remember what it was pulling now. I'll have to put it up on the page. But it's based on the ETA movement, the 0711. So it's it's got part of like the Powermatic 80 range of watches. So they reduce the beat rate down to 6 beats per second. And that way, with a few extra tweaks, you do get the 80 hours of power reserve. It is a 25 joule movement, proper Swiss made. It's a quality movement, can easily be serviced, and should last you a lifetime if you get serviced correctly. The bracelet on this, it is quite a nice bracelet. Is it pin and collar? I think it's actually a push through. Actually, it's quite hard to see on this one. Yeah, I think it's actually a pin style on this, as I can't see the screw heads. It's all brushed. You do have that nice little polished section on the inside, on the inner links there, which does give it a little bit more depth. The clasp on the end, we have 3 levels of adjustment. It's a fold over. Very solid. Press button. They've even gone to the extent of polishing the centre there and adding the name on there. Overall, it's okay. For what you're getting, for the price-wise, you're spending possibly less than £1,000 on a Swiss-made GMT with 300 metres of water resistance. Let me put it on my wrist so you've got an idea how it looks. Quick wrist check. I am still wearing my Peacock Tourbillon. I really quite like this watch. I think it is very, very cool. And Bob has the new Seiko limited edition Prospex 65 Diver, and that is a very nice watch. A little bit more expensive than this one. I think that RIP is £1,300. But anyway, my wrist size, 7¼ inches, and that's 18.5 centimeters. And you can see you get a humongous amount of bracelet links on there. So it should fit, even an oaf size wrist. And there are some out there. So anyway, that's it on my wrist. It does, I say, it looks bigger than it is because of the way they've designed the case. But nonetheless, I think it looks cool. It's a very interesting, kind of cool looking watch. Anyway, I'll leave you to it with that one, guys. But let me know in the comments what you think of this. And most importantly, you'll stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.